This happened just last summer, and even now I still can't explain how he got inside or how long he had been watching us before we ever noticed. I was 18 at the time, fresh out of high school, and my parents, who never usually took vacations, suddenly decided to leave for a weekend getaway. That alone felt strange. The first time in years, I had the entire house to myself. Of course, I called my girlfriend Alina to come spend the night. We had this pool in the backyard with soft LED lights that made the water glow a calm blue around 10 at night, with the sky clear and warm. Alina turned to me with that look in her eyes and suggested we go for a skinny dip. I hesitated. Our neighbors were close, and the idea seemed reckless. But Alina had a way of turning bad ideas into irresistible ones. We slipped into the water laughing, splashing quietly, the warm pool cutting through the cool air of the night. For a few minutes, everything felt like a teenage dream, like nothing in the world could go wrong. Then I glanced toward the living room windows. Because of the lighting, we had a perfect view into the house, like we were staring at a fully lit dollhouse from the outside. That's when I saw something that made my stomach turn. A shadow, faint at first, but clearly moving along the far wall inside. I froze. It didn't make sense. The house had been locked. Nobody else was supposed to be there. The shadow moved like someone walking slowly through the hallway. I didn't want to scare Alina, so I whispered for her to get out of the pool and go hide in the pool shed. She could tell by my voice that I was serious. She nodded without a word and disappeared behind the shed door. I grabbed a towel, dried off as fast as I could, and quietly stepped back into the house through the kitchen door. The lights were still on. Nothing seemed obviously wrong, but there were little things. A dining chair pulled slightly out. A mug on the counter that neither of us had used. A photo frame on the wall tilted just a little off-center. Details that seemed too specific to be random. I reached for the kitchen knife on the cutting board and began to check every room. I didn't find anyone. All the doors were locked. All the windows were shut. It made no sense. I started to wonder if the shadow had been in my head, but deep down I knew better. Something was wrong. I gave in and called the police. They arrived quickly and did a full sweep. Nothing. No signs of forced entry. No prints. No broken glass. They said maybe I had scared the intruder off or imagined it. I wasn't convinced. Still, it was late and there was nowhere else for us to go. Alina and I locked the bedroom door, pushed a dresser in front of it, and tried to sleep. At around 4 in the morning, I woke up to a sound above me. Creaking floorboards, but the house had no attic and nobody had gone upstairs. Then the sounds moved. Footsteps on the stairs, quiet but steady, heading down. I jumped out of bed, grabbed the knife again, and opened the door. By the time I reached the front entrance, it was already open. Whoever had been inside was gone. I didn't even bother calling the police again. There was nothing they could do. We stayed awake until sunrise. In the morning, I discovered the kitchen knives were gone. All of them. Not just the one I used, but every knife from the drawer. Some cash and a few gadgets were missing too. But it was the knives that really disturbed me. It didn't feel like theft. It felt like a message. My parents came home the next day. They believed me, or at least they didn't question it much. But I've never figured out how he got inside or where he was hiding while the police searched. Sometimes I wonder if he ever really left.